What is up, my fellow Vikings? Welcome back to this strongest weapon series where I just had to give my opinion about the 5 best Dane axes in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. We're gonna jump straight in, starting with Vordr's Bite. This is arguably not only one of the best looking axes, but it has some incredible attack stats, making it the strongest axe without buying something in the Helix store. Its perk is also pretty incredible, where completing a heavy combo finisher gives you the chance to drop a poison cloud. This weapon is so good, in fact, it's included in my overall strongest weapons video and is my absolute go-to when coming up against some of those larger enemies. In order to get this, you'll simply need to defeat every single legendary animal in the game, and for those exact locations and a little more information, just check out my previous video on it. Moving on, we have the reliable and impressive Battle Sparth. This will increase your attack damage when surrounded by 3 or more enemies, and further increase when surrounded by 4 and 5 enemies. This obviously happens for the majority of fights, so this perk is hugely useful. This was my absolute go-to weapon right from arriving in England, and can compete with all of those top range weapons. It's also nice and easy to get, and is located by visiting St Helens Spring in Lincolnshire, where it'll be waiting for you in a chest with the key guarded by one of those bigger enemies. Again, if you need a hand, just check out one of my older videos on it on screen and in the description. Next up, we have another fantastic looking weapon and homage to the TV show Vikings, Lagertha's Axe. Again, not only one of the strongest weapons in the game, but we have a perk that increases critical damage when more than 3 enemies are around you, making it, in my opinion, just that little bit better than the Battle Sparth. This weapon can be located right at the top of the map in Eurosire at a location called the Housesteads. Again, if needed for that little bit of an extra steer, just check out my previous video on it. Next up, we have another impressive Dane axe, Aella's Bardiche. Whilst this isn't the strongest axe in terms of raw hitting power, its perk does make up for it. This will increase your speed when below 50% health, and in my opinion, the biggest weaknesses of Dane axes is that they are slow to use. So take a couple knocks while holding this, and you will notice that speed increase. This axe is located in the snowy city of Jorvik, hidden behind a breakable wall, but you will need the key for the chest, which is hidden in close proximity. Again, just in case you need that extra info, go and check out my older video in the description. And lastly, we come to what many might call the best looking Dane axe in the game, the Sepulcher Axe. This golden bad boy has the lovely ability of turning you into the god of fire, where it has the chance to ignite after landing critical hits. If you're a fan of setting those fools on fire and running around with a flaming weapon, then this is the axe for you. You won't have access to this weapon until you start the main quest Tilting the Balance, and it will be hiding in the same room where the king is hiding, so you won't be able to miss it. Before we go, it is definitely worth some honourable mentions. The Bone Maul, which looks incredibly cool and has the perk of increased light damage when low health, but sadly you can only grab this from Redder or purchase it from the shop. I personally have yet to buy anything from the store, but that's just me. This also applies to the Dwarven Axe, which actually has the number 1 attack of any of the axes, and whilst initially a little slower than the others, its perk will increase speed after a kill. If money isn't an issue for you, then you're probably going to want to own this one. It's a shame though, as most people aren't fans of gear hidden behind paywalls, but hey, big corporations gotta eat.
Sorry.
And to complement all the amazing weapons mentioned above, if you'd also like to know the strongest overall weapons, armor sets and bows in the game, then take a peek at my channel and go and check out those recent videos. A big shout out to Malak the Demon King and Mad Dog for giving me this idea, cool names by the way, and I will hopefully catch you legends in the next one. Until then.